Hi, I'm Lauren Grace. I'm an evidential medium and a seer, and I'm the owner-operator of Lauren Grace Inspirations. I'm a channel of the light and work with spirit guides, angels, the higher self, and passed over loved ones to provide you with support, clarity, and encouragement. Using oracle cards, mediumship, and clairvoyance, my readings will leave you feeling comforted and empowered. I have various reading options available, ranging from 30-minute readings to 60-minute readings to group sessions, all online or in person. I also work with professionals to help them gain clarity in business and life purpose. To book a reading with me, simply head to laurengraceinspirations.com. Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I am Lauren Grace, and I am a evidential medium, and I'm also a seer, and I'm going to be doing mediumship readings today and clairvoyant readings for you. So thank you so much for being here. Already see quite a few people joining. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for sharing the live as well. I really appreciate that. If you're not familiar already and you'd like a reading, all you need to do is leave a question or a comment. Continue to comment, please, so that I know that you are here, because I always like to read for people who are live. Really appreciate validation and feedback. All right. So as you settle in and I settle in as well, I would really like to start by connecting with some heart breathing. So if you would humor me for a moment, let's do that together for a second. So what I'd like you to do is just close your eyes unless you're driving. Just settle in. If you feel comfortable, just put your left hand on your heart and your right hand on your left hand. I'm just going to take a couple of cleansing breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth, and then we'll get started. So in through the nose and out, and in through the nose and out, and in through the nose and out. If you feel called to, just keep your eyes closed, and if the statements that I'm going to say feel good to you, just repeat them after me, or simply just say yes to receive. I am enough. I am safe. I am abundant. I am peaceful. I am loved. I am open-minded. I am. Just sit with that for a moment. It's done. All right, let's get the party started, shall we? 22 people watching right now across all of our platforms. Thank you so much for being here. All right, let's see who we got. Please do continue to comment so I know that you are here. And I will also be checking in to see if I've got anyone popping in spirit. All right, let's see what we got here. Diane Sin. I don't think I've read for you before. Let's see how we go here. Diane, where are you? Diane. Okay, Diane would like a reading. So if you could just let me know if you're watching. Let's check it out. I'm just feeling into your energy, Diane. I feel quite a lot of nervous energy in my solar plexus. That's in my tummy area here. A little bit of anxiety I'm feeling. Feeling a lot of pressure as well in my throat space. I'm just checking that. Feeling a little bit of nausea. So I'm not sure if you've got something going on in the stomach area or the tummy area, but I'm definitely feeling that there's something going on there. I'm also feeling, sort of like I need to have a drink. So my throat is really bothering me right now. So when I get anything to do with the throat, it's always about the communication chakra. So it's about, having your voice heard, maybe not saying the things that you want to say. Just seeing what else comes up. Definitely feeling a bit of nervous energy around you, okay? Quite a bit of stuff going on in the solar plexus area, so that's in that tummy area. So if you feel comfortable wherever you are, I'd like you to start clapping a couple of times around your area, around your tummy. I want you to clap it out, clap it out, clap it out, and then I want you to kind of shush, shush, shush that away. Clap it out, clap it out, clap it out, shush, shush, shush that away. I also want you to do some chopping, kind of like this, karate chopping, chop, 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 right in front of your tummy. Just chop it off. And anybody else who's feeling a little bit like that, just chop it off. We want to get that energy gone, especially energy that doesn't connect to us. So just keep doing a little bit of that. I can see that shifting just a little bit for you. Okay. So let's see what else we got here going on now that we're doing that. Now that that's out of the way. All right, so I'm going to pull a card for you. I'm using so many decks today. I was going to tell you guys what decks I'm using, but there's just probably too many to count. But right now for you, Diane, I'm going to be using the Queen of the Moon Oracle deck. And let's see what we get. Okay. Okay, great. Okay. So this is talking a lot about how you're kind of in the time of change right now. I feel like there's maybe a bit of an upheaval. I feel like things are sort of shifting. I feel like it's kind of up and down. I'm really going like this. And I also have the balanced card here. So the balanced card is all about just that. It's about that balance. It's about the yin and the yang. It's about the giving and the taking. It's also about the shadow and the light, right? Working together. I feel like there's some duality going on as well. Like maybe you're conflicted, you're going one way, or you want to go one way, but you're going another way. I feel like it's a lot of confusion actually with you. I also think that there's some throat stuff that you need to like say. It's about really speaking your truth and coming back to the tummy area. It's a lot about like feeling like you don't have the courage or the bravery to move forward where you need to go. So I feel like there's things that need to be said. And I feel like it's really a lot about you clearing in the tummy area so that you can say the things that need to be said. Okay. The throat chakra is blue. So if you want to wear some blues, bring in some blues. Also, if you are thinking that, oh, I can't say the stuff that I want to say, practice writing it out, write it out, burn those pages, just get it out. You need to sort of free yourself. Okay. The solar plexus chakra is yellow. I want you to look at eating yellow foods if you can, like lemons would be good. Some grapefruits are yellow, bananas, anything that's sort of a yellow food that you could bring in. Also around the solar plexus, I want you to do that clearing and cleansing that we've been talking about. I'm really feeling like there's stuff that's kind of like stuck there on you. So if you can like kind of, do these cutting actions and letting that stuff sort of go, I think that would be really, really good. If you have a bath and you can take a salt bath, that would be really good as well, just to shed away some of that old energy. I really feel like, okay, I get that. It's like stepping into a new way of being. It's like a butterfly transformation kind of coming. So I really see you like kind of getting out of this situation and then moving into a new one, which is going to be so good. It's just right now you're kind of like, here we go. I'm going through the motions. I'm kind of working through that. Okay. I'm also feeling that there's like a lot of beauty that you need to start paying attention to. It's a lot about looking at the things around us that are really, really beautiful. Okay. It's a lot about focusing on the good that we've got, focusing on the gratitude, focusing on the people in our corner that are really helpful. I also want to acknowledge that within this card here, it's a lot about that beauty within self. This is a lot about self-love as well. And we do see the butterfly images as well here, which for me is about spirit. It's about transition. It's about moving into the new way of being. I'm also feeling quite a lot of pressure in the head. And I feel sort of sick, like quite nauseous. So I'm not sure if that's for you or if that's someone that's coming through in spirit here. I'm just having a look and paying attention to that. I'm not seeing anyone right now. And this is just a power reading today. So if they don't come through right away, I don't have time to bring them in. But I'll just see if more can come through. I'm feeling a lot going on in the throat space, though. I really keep coming back to that and I'm feeling really, really hot. I have the aircon on, so I feel like there's something going on with that. So if you want to let me know if this is making sense for someone in spirit, I can just see and wait here for a second and see if somebody else drops in. Right now, I feel like it's a lot about you needing to take care of your health at the moment. So I'm not sure if you haven't been doing that, but I want you to start focusing on things that make you feel good and putting your health as a priority. Okay. And moving into the kind of the next phase. I want you to start shifting into like taking better care of yourself, moving into that. I feel so hot right now. So I'm not sure if you're really hot where you are, but I'm sweating. Okay. Are you saying that it makes sense to someone in spirit? Okay. Yeah. I'm not getting a visual at the moment, and I'm just trying to listen out to see. But I'm crazy hot. So I don't know whether or not someone had like a fever when they passed. I'm also getting the chills. I just feel really off. I'm feeling like in my jaw, it's even really sort of funny. It's like an all over thing. I'm getting goosebumps as well. I'm getting goosebumps on the left side. That's for me, like very validation on like a female energy, because I was drawn to the left side right away. I'm just seeing if anything else coming through. It's like I want to talk about flowers. I want to talk about roses blooming. I want to talk about things like blooming, you know, and this card is really coming through, but I really want to talk about flowers. I really want to talk about like a blooming and a new beginning, that sort of thing happening for you. The throat stuff for me is really, really intense. So I really want you to start taking care of yourself. Okay, my girl. So if you can let me know if that makes sense. I'm seeing that you're connecting with your daughter. If you could let me know, you know, even send me a private DM. I would love to know a little bit more about her. But I'm sending you a lot of love. Definitely really strong energy, really feeling a lot of physical. I'm feeling super hot right now. So just want you to know that you're not alone. You're always being supported. Okay, it's really about understanding the balance of this time, making sure that you're taking care of yourself is really important, focusing on the good around you, all the beauty around you, okay? I really want to send you a lot of love and light, and I really want to send you a lot of support to communicate the things that you need to say, because this is coming so strongly that I feel like in the family or around you, there's some things that aren't being said, so I really need you to pay attention to that message. Okay, I want to thank you so much for sharing your space with me today. Thank you. I'm just going to break that connection. Thank you. All right. Let's see who else we got. Jody. Hey, Jody. Let's do it, girl. I was thinking about you the other day, actually. There you are now. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Diane. If you could let me know, that would be great, my sister. Diane just said, thank you so much. And she's going to let me know. So appreciate that. Thanks, girl. Okay, Jody, my sister, can you let me know if you are still on? That would be great. I don't feel this is the right deck for you, of course, because I have to pull and use 50,000 decks whenever I'm doing this. Okay. I'm just feeling into your energy, too. I want you to turn that frown upside down. Just do it right now. Smile. Everyone watching, smile, big smile. People look so beautiful when they smile. I can feel the shift. Did you feel that? Smile. All right. I've got that song, Smile Even Though Your Heart Is Breaking. Smile Even Though It's Aching. So I'm not sure if that makes sense for you today, Jody, but I really felt that you needed to smile. Sometimes we need to remember to smile. I actually have a prompt in my phone that reminds me to smile, because sometimes my resting face isn't a smile, but when we smile, we feel better. And I bet you at home, if you're watching right now, just give it a go and you'll notice it automatically shifts you higher. And let me tell you right now, we are trying to read at a high vibration. So if you're smiling and you're feeling good and your arms are open and you're ready to receive, it's going to make these readings a lot better. Okay, let me go. Let me see what we got here. Jody, are you still on? Can you let me know? Oh, you are there. Okay, girl. You're like, get to the point, sister. Tell me what I want to know. Okay, I'm working. Let me see here. Ooh, love this. Okay, cool. Okay, so number one, the card that we've got for you is like the main card, is the bearing fruit card. So I really feel like this is a lot about your hard work coming to fruition. It's a lot about, you know, sort of like a summertime for you right now. So I feel like you've been working hard, you planted the seeds, and now your seeds are beginning to blossom, they're beginning to bloom. So this is just such a gorgeous card, isn't it? So this is a lot about bearing fruit. It's about your intentions coming to fruition. It's about being in the summer. It's about enjoying the moment. So I really want you to keep that smile, that beautiful smile on your face, keep going that. I want you to think about all the things that you want in your life. I want you to start to notice, oh, I love that. More of that, please. Oh, I love that. More of that, please. If things come up that aren't for you, that's okay. Just go, oh, you know what? Not really for me, and going to let that go. It's really starting to be paying attention to all of the decisions that you made up until now, because you're starting to see that they have brought about results. So it's like the results that you're getting now are some of your actions up to this point. So if you aren't liking the things you're getting, it's about changing behavior so you can have something different as you propel and move forward. If you are liking what you're getting, then it's about doing more of that. Where have you been putting your energy? Where have you been putting your time? You know, I want you to have a look at the 80-20 rule. So it's basically where we put in a bunch of our effort, like 80% of our effort yields 20%, or 20% of our effort yields 80% of our sales, for example, if we're talking about business. So it's about figuring out where are you putting in the effort and getting the best return on investment or the best result. Okay. Now for you, this is also the perfect harmony card. This really makes me feel like you are exactly where you need to be, that everything is really coming together, that the universe has got your back, that this special song is like being played for you. You know, I really feel like all of the sum of everything that you've done is really coming to fruition. It's like, oh, I get that. Thank you. It's like a symphony is playing, and all of a sudden we're at the crescendo, the symphony, and then as we know, you know, the symphony goes down and then it comes up and it goes down. So for you, it's a lot about continuing to focus on the things that you want and letting the things that you don't want go and not worrying about them, just going, oh, you know what, that's cool. I'm going to let that go into the past. That's not for me. Not going to move that forward. Now, when this card is talking about here is the time machine card. This is card number 3. 3 is a lot about strength. It's a lot about creativity. It's a lot about new ideas. It's a lot about communication as well. Now, when I get the time machine card, this is a really big indication that you need to think about the past and notice the past results, or the past decisions affecting the results now. So I know I've said that already a few different times. So I think that you're getting that. I'm going to put one more card for you. Yes. Okay. And then, of course, it comes up with that willing release card, which is, again, just really reinforcing to let things go that don't serve you. So if you have things in your life, people in your life, situations in your life that aren't making you feel good, that you don't want to take into your future, then it's time to let them go. Let them go with grace, but then let them go. I'm also feeling quite a bit of head stuff going on. I want to encourage you to drink a little bit more water. Might be some dehydration. Also could be a lot of thinking. So I want to do some grounding with you, okay? I want you to lift your toes, put them back down. Lift your toes, put them back down. One more time, lift your toes, put them back down. I want you to take a deep breath in and out. So just doing small things like that helps you to get out of the head and into the body and into the present moment, where you can then make decisions to advance you, move you forward. Your homework, my girl, is to think about who do you want to be in the future and start showing up like them now, okay? This card here is really a lot about how everything is really starting to bear fruit. I want you to think about the decisions you made up to this point and make sure that you're happy with them. If you're not, change for the future. All right, so I'd love to know how that resonated with you, if that resonated with you. Thank you so much for everybody and all the comments. This is great. Okay, who do we have next? Katie. I don't think I've read for you before. Katie Taylor Reed. Hello. If you want to let me know if you are here, that would be great. Just going to have a quick drink. Just having to see if... Can I get my guides to bring that through a little bit more, please? I need a little bit really clear today. Really obvious. Thank you. All right. I'm just checking in spirit to see if I can get some stuff going on up there. It's like I want to talk about a golden lab. Not a lab, like a golden retriever. I always get them confused, but you know, I'm seeing like a dog in spirit here. It's golden to me. It's like a lab or a retriever, one of them. I find that sometimes confusing when I'm looking at them in spirit. So it's that kind of dog coming through. Love to know if that makes sense for you. If you had a dog like that, if you're looking at getting a dog like that. This dog looks young to me. Like I almost feel like 3 or something like that. Anywhere between 8 months and 3 years old. It really doesn't seem like an older dog to me. There's a lot of energy there. It looks really healthy, really happy. So it's really coming across to me as like a really energetic dog. I feel like it's more of a lab now that I'm looking at it, because the coat looks short to me and it looks blonde. So I'm just going to put that out there. Okay, Katie, let's see what else we got for you here. Pull a couple of cards. I feel like this dog is really strong. So I'm really interested if you could let me know whether or not this dog resonates for you. Now, sometimes if you haven't had a dog, it could be that there's a significant family member that has had, You used to have a golden lab called Wolf, and he was sold by your ex. Okay. Is that dog in spirit? Do you know? I'm just curious. I feel like this dog is still really connected to you because this dog is coming through really strongly. I get that. Thank you. There could be grief that's still wrapped up around this situation. Okay. I feel like I get that. Okay. Yes. Sorry, I was just processing quite a few things physically. Okay, so I'm feeling a bunch of stuff going on in my throat. So I feel like there's things that you haven't really forgiven yourself for, or you haven't said out loud, or you haven't really acknowledged. I feel like there may be guilt that you're carrying from this particular situation. And I just want you to know it's okay. All right. Everything is all right. This dog is happy. So whether or not if this dog is not in spirit, this dog is letting me know they are good. They're happy, they're joyful, they're feeling fine. So you can lay that burden down. Okay. You can lay that down. You can ask to connect with them in your dreams and things like that. But I feel like there may be another dog for you coming in the future. So right now it's just about understanding that you're doing the best you can and letting that guilt go. Okay. I'm feeling a lot of sadness around that, but I'm feeling a lot needs to be said. Maybe you need to forgive yourself. Maybe you need to just, speak your thoughts out loud. If you can't speak them, you can write them down. Sometimes going for a drive and saying things is really good just to clear it. Okay. All right. Interesting cards for you, like really interesting. So number one, we've got the Divine Matrix card. This is number 44. 44 for me is always angel number. 44 is always about goal setting as well and achieving the goal. But it's a master number. So it's like achieving a big time goal. It's a goal that's significant. Yes, so it's a goal that's significant and it's a goal that, you've been working towards. The thing that's really important about this is to make sure that you remember that everything happens in divine timing, not necessarily when we say it will. Okay. So this is about understanding that we can put our intentions out there. We can work towards certain goals, but we have to go one step in front of another step in order to achieve them. And we have to remember that things happen in perfect divine timing. Okay. This is about the divine matrix. It's about talking about how everything is really interconnected. You know how, something can happen on one side of the planet and it'll affect another side of the planet. It's the same thing with all of our intentions, with the things that we want to achieve. So this is really a lot about you being clear on your goals and what it is you want to achieve, but it's also about understanding that things happen in the divine timing when they should. We've got a card here, which is the Merry Motive. I love this card because it's just really beautiful. It's about setting your intentions, and then it's about kind of allowing them to, manifest in the way that they're going to. We've got all these different intentions here. They're all glowing and we can take them down and go and run wild with them. But at the same time, we need to understand the motive and the motivation behind what we're doing. So I want you to start to think about the intention behind the things that you're doing. So for example, I remember I was listening to a talk on Oprah and she was talking a lot about intention. She was basically saying that she would sometimes do things for people because she wanted them to like her. But what happened was because she was doing that, they kept coming back and asking her for things, asking her for stuff. So I want you to start to be clear on what are your intentions, the decisions that you're making. What is the bottom line intention or reason behind them? And being really clear. If what you're doing isn't, maybe for your highest good or for the highest good of people around you, then you're not going to get the result that you want necessarily. So it's about thinking about what it is that you want, working towards these big time goals, remembering that everything happens when it's supposed to, not necessarily when we want to, but we need to be really clear on our intention because our intention is guiding everything. Now, this is really a lot about you being clear on you. This is about you coming into yourself, you being clear on the things that are important to you, you not being so hard on yourself. I feel like it's a lot about self-love. It's also a lot about clarity. It's a lot about looking at your motivations. Why do you do the things that you do? What are some of the patterns that you continue to recreate? Can you stop them? Can you start to look at your mindset and maybe start doing some reprogramming of your thoughts and things like that? So this is really an opportunity for you to take some time for you to think about what's important, for you to get clear on that and to move forward. So I hope that you felt that was helpful. Just remember that that puppy is okay and that you can lay that burden down. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Who else do we have here, my friends? Maggie in South Africa. Maggie Pather or Maggie Pather. I think it's Pather probably. All right, let's see what we got here. I feel like I have a couple in spirit here for you. I'm just going to see. Can I get my guides to bring them closer, please? I want to talk about music right off the bat. I want to talk about clapping. I want to talk about like, it's interesting. It's like a song. They're trying to share with me a song, but I want to talk about, I want to like clap and sing and talk about the light. There's like a song and there's a significant lyric dealing with the light. I want to talk about God. I want to talk about, feeling uplifted by God, by the goodness of God, by all that light, that kind of thing. So I'm just seeing if they can come through a little bit. I feel like I do have an older man here and an older woman. I feel like they could be at a like a parent sort of a level. Okay. I feel like the older man has like, well, I would say he's got darker skin. I feel like his hair is shorter. It's kind of like around here, a bit curly. I feel like it's sort of balding. He does strike to me as being a really kind gentleman. I feel like his body type is really like kind of like a smaller build. I feel like he's got delicate hands. So he worked, normally when I'm looking at the hands, if they're heavy, strong hands, I always think about physical labor. If they're sort of more delicate hands, I always think about like non-physical labor. So is that like business people, maybe a creator, maybe an author or a writer or something like that. I feel like this male has like a really beautiful voice. I feel like he was really active maybe in the church scene. I feel like he's a really beautiful and a profound singer. And I think that he would have been really proud about his vocal ability. I don't think that he was somebody who liked to take a lot of attention though. He really does strike me as somebody who's like, happy to sing, but not necessarily needing to be the star. Okay, so I'm just going to choose a different deck for you. The older woman in him really do seem connected. She seems to me like a real motherly type. That's how she feels to me. Like she would give really beautiful hugs. She seems to me as being a little more curvy. Her personality, can you just come through a little bit stronger for me? Yeah, it's like she's got a strong personality. I feel like she's pretty sassy. She says the things that are on her mind. She definitely is really balanced with the male. They do strike me as coming in quite close together. So whether they were in a couple here in real life or whether or not they're just closely connected, they do stand very close together. Their personalities, like he's more quieter and she's more outgoing and more, vivacious. Like I feel like she's the life of the party. Like I just want to kind of move with her. She does strike me as somebody who's like a really good dancer and who's really there for you. She's like a really good, loyal person. Yeah, I really like her energy a lot. Okay. So you're saying good friends from Temple, hubby and wife. Okay, so thank you, because you mentioned Temple. So it's like, I want to talk about God. I want to talk about, okay, wonderful. Yeah, so they just have like such a beautiful energy and they're just looking down on you. Let me just tell you that right now, girl. Okay, let me bring in for you. I'm going to bring in the shaman deck. Okay. I don't know if you know this song, Maggie, but they want to talk about, oh, happy day, oh, happy day, oh, happy day. You know that song? Happy day when Jesus washed, when Jesus washed, when Jesus washed, when Jesus washed, he washed my tears away. Oh, happy day. Okay, there I did it. So they wanted me to share that with you. Okay, you know that. Very good. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for that validation. All right, let's get a couple of cards for you here too, sister. Oh, wait. I'd like you to listen to that song again, please. There's a lot of lyrics for you because they're playing for me like, he taught me how to love your day. I want you to Google that song when we're done this and see if there are lyrics for you, because I feel like there's like messages for you in that song. Okay. It's really important that you check that song out because they keep playing it in my head. I really can't get it out. It's hard for me to focus on anything else. I got the message. She got the message. She's going to look it up. Yeah, look it up. It's such a good jam. But I think that there's lyrics for you within it about like the lessons from God in that song that I think that you could really benefit from. Okay, let me see what else we got here for you. I pray, oh, happy day, oh, happy day, oh. Okay, so the main card for you, like the overarching card, this is kind of like the theme today for you, is a lot about deep quiet and meditation. So I think it's about, the fact that you haven't really created maybe as much space as you could be for really coming into yourself and really connecting with light and source energy. Okay. Now they're talking about God. If God isn't right for you, just interject whatever word feels right for you. But I feel like there's a lot of healing for you to be found within a group of people or within reconnecting with source energy. It's kind of like when you don't talk or pray to source energy. I'm just going to say God right now because I feel like that might work for you. But when you don't pray, when you don't connect, they can't help. So God has always got your back. They're always looking out for you, always taking care of things. But our spirit guides and our angels, they need us to say, hey, can you, yeah, I get that. They need an invitation. Okay. And it's also remembering the power of prayer. I get that. So, they're talking about the power of prayer and remembering to come back to your prayer, remembering to come back to that connection. I also feel really emotional when I'm connecting with this message. It's really bringing me to my heart space because it's really a lot about you taking the time to just center yourself and just ask for the things that you want and ask for that peace and ask for that support and do that through prayer. Okay, a big thing about you, there's a big couple of things that you need to keep in mind here. It's about adaptability, okay? This is the Woodwives card, but the card is all about adaptability. It's being able to grow where you are planted. It's being able to understand when change comes through. It's about how you roll with it, okay? So when you're praying, I want you to pay attention to any messages, any signs, anything that kind of pops in as guidance for you to help you on the journey. And I want you to remember that it's okay to adapt. I get that. Thank you. It's okay to change your mind. And it's okay to ask for guidance, but you need to check in with your own self as well. That's why a strong connection with source energy is really important because that's the connection we have with our higher self, right? When we can connect to source energy, then we're not getting the opinions of other people in our ears. We're really able to just be where we are and we're able to connect with our higher self and we're able to get those messages that spirit wants you to know about and wants to whisper through to you. Okay, I get that. So a couple of things and I'll go off here. I'll stop. But one of the cards is this benefactor. It's this grace and generosity card. So I want you to start to think about how you can give to other people too, because remembering what goes around comes around. So it's about you giving out to other people. What can you give to others as well? Give of your time, give a compliment, give a hug, maybe be a shoulder for someone to cry on. What can you do in your life to give back to other people? Also, I want you to think about, working through the laws, like working through grace, like being kind, being graceful, being eloquent. How can you rise above situations and be like the higher person in a way? I'm not trying to get into ego, but I'm just saying that, how can you just gracefully coast through, gracefully let stuff go? And then finally, I want you to start to look at things with a bit of a beginner's mind as well. I want you to start to look at things in a way that you can, look at things with childlike wonder. Look at that inner child, look at the ways of having fun, look at ways of expressing yourself, maybe in different ways than you have before. Okay, I get that. Coming back to the music is what they're talking about. So I want you to go back and listen to that Oh Happy Day song. Listen to the lyrics if you can. But I feel like there's some messages for you hidden within that. So I want to thank your loved ones. Thank you guys so much for being here. Wonderful. And I want to thank you so much for sharing them with me. Maggie, if you could let me know if that resonated with you, I would love that. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, everybody, as well, for all the comments and everything like that. Louise. All right. I did not mean to click on your name, but I guess I meant to click on your name. I love when spirits does that. That's so funny. So Louise, can you let me know if you're on, please? All right, let me see what we got here for you. Thank you so much, everybody, for all your comments. I'm sorry I can't get to everyone all the time. I'm doing my best. I just want you to remember that there's always going to be a message for you within all the readings, okay? Because spirit always gets me to serve the person who's going to serve the most people. So it's just about remembering that. Maggie said, resonates, really needed to hear the message. Oh, you're so welcome. I'm glad that resonated. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, Louise, here we go. Louise, my head is really hurting when I'm connecting with your energy. I got a really bad headache. I'm also feeling like maybe there's quite a lot of thinking going on in your head. Maybe you're feeling a little bit of overwhelm. I'm also on the right-hand side behind my eye. It's feeling like a little bit more pain. I'm feeling like it's sort of fuzzy actually to kind of look out. So I don't know if there's something going on the right side of the brain for you, the right side that's like the masculine yang side. But I'm definitely feeling like a bit of pressure. It's just clearing a little bit. Even if you want to just do a couple of tapping, might be nice just to clear a little bit if that resonates for you. Otherwise, I'll just do it for myself for a second. Okay. So much like I was talking earlier to somebody about grounding, when we get really overwhelmed and we've got a lot of stuff going on in our mind, what happens is we actually lose the present moment. We miss our opportunities to connect with our past over loved ones, with our spirit guides, with our angels. And what ends up happening is we miss the signs and synchronicities that they're using to guide us along the next path. So I want you to start to pay attention to when you're feeling a lot going on in your head, when you've got a lot of thoughts rolling. I want you to see if you can come back to your breath and just help you to ground just that little bit. Okay. One of the things they're telling me to do is a little bit of a life purpose card for you. So I will do that, which is interesting. I'm not sure if that's what you're looking for, but I actually just got this deck today. I had another life purpose deck, same deck, but I just got this deck again. And it's Louis Doreen Virtue's beautiful deck. I don't think you can buy it anymore. I lucked out. These are beautiful. Okay, so what do we've got here for you, Louise? Okay, very good. Okay, so they're talking about education. So they're talking about going back to school, or they're talking about learning, or talking about going through an experience right now where there are lessons that are happening. I'm going to see if I can get a little bit more clarity. But if you are looking at doing a career change, if you are looking at doing something that's a bit different for you, like looking at something in terms of life purpose, doing any kind of change, I do feel like there's going to be need to do a higher education or some new education. Okay, so I want you to think about that. Lots of opportunities out there, lots of courses, just about you being clear on what it is that you want. Coming back to that why statement, like, why do you want to do that? Thinking about that, and then putting out that intention, and then Spirit will find a way of sending you the right information. So just get clear on what it is you want, and then let Spirit know, and then they'll come through. Okay. Okay. I love this. It's so funny. Spirit's so funny. Okay. So this is really talking a lot about you kind of going on to an unmarked, well, the card is unmarked trail and revelation. So I really feel like this is you. It's a journey card. It's also card number 57, and that's 12, and 12 is a 3, and 3 is creativity, new ideas, communication, strength. I really feel like it's up to you to remember that you have all the strength and resilience you have within yourself, that you can use it for anything. So if you're ready to start a new career, if you want to take new action, it's about taking those small micro steps to assist you along your journey. You just need to decide where you want to go and what you want to do. But I do see you striking out and doing something different. Also, coming back to the throat, I feel there's throat stuff going on. So whether or not you need to communicate to people what you're doing, or you need to say some of the things that you need. So, oh yeah, I get that. Oh, it's like people can't know how you want them to act unless you tell them, or what you need from them unless you tell them. So there's a big kind of an opportunity here for you to be asking for the kind of support that you need from the people around you. Okay, this Dust Devil card is card number 51, which is the 6. And 6 for me is all about coming around the corner and seeing things clearly. It's all about family. It's all about love as well. This is a lot about moving out of stagnation. Dust Devil is a lot about cleaning up all of the debris, cleaning up all of the things around you that are no longer serving you, and kind of letting them go and moving them forward, leaving them in the past. Like, I'm ready to let the past go. Here we go, moving forward and moving out of stagnation. So this is a real shift for you right now. It's really exciting. It's an exciting time. I get that. They want you to start to look for the opportunity and the light, especially if sometimes you feel a little bit nervous about what's happening what's happening, what's next, that kind of thing. It's really about you getting clear on what it is you want and then starting to take those movements. This card here is about the movement towards adventure card. This is also the water card. Or the water element is really prominent within this card. And so whenever I see water, it's a lot about intuition. It's a lot about emotion. It's a lot about listening to your inner compass and following that. Okay. If you could do anything in the world, what would it be? Just whatever you said right away, I want you to think about that as being your answer. Okay. So I think you need to do a little bit more education, a little bit more learning. And I also want you to go with the flow. I want you to get your intentions clear. And then I want you to allow yourself to be guided by source energy, guided by spirit. Okay. All right. I hope that was helpful. A lot of stuff I feel like you need to clear in the throat. If you can do a little bit of that, would be really, really good. Okay. Okay. Who's next? Hey, Zenaida. All right, Zenaida. Zenaida wants a little bit of guidance on career. Let's see what we got. Pull up my trusty life purpose cards, shall I? And by the way, for everyone watching, I want to encourage you to check out the Afterlight podcast. So I'm the host of the Afterlight podcast. I've got it written there. And new episodes launching every Thursday. I've got really fabulous episodes that are always going live. I interviewed some really interesting people today about light language and shamanism. Recently did an episode on the inner child and healing the mother wound. So many awesome episodes still to come. Okay. Zenaida, let me see what we got for you. It's funny, what they're showing me is cleaning out the closet. They're showing me cleaning out the closet, and they're showing me specifically, I'm seeing jeans and I'm seeing running shoes, and the running shoes are gray and they look like old Nikes or Reeboks or something like that. But I feel like there's like a cleaning out of the closet. So it's like letting things go. And I don't know if it's just a metaphor or it's a physical cleaning out of the closet. I'd love for you to let me know. But they're really talking a lot about how you have to get rid and clear and make space so that you can create new opportunities and a new way of being. Okay. So it's what I was talking to somebody about earlier. It's about thinking about, who do you want to be? Do all of the things and the behaviors and the people and the habits that you're doing right now take you towards that person or not? And if they don't, then you need to start making some shifts, make some changes, clear out the closet. I feel like for you, it could be a real clearing of the closet, but also it's for sure a metaphor as well. So I want you to allow yourself a little bit of time to daydream about who you want to be. You know, you're asking me about career. I'm going to give you a life purpose card here for sure, but I want you to think about, who do you want to be? You know, where sometimes when you've gone through adversity, can you teach other people to do the same? What is it that you can offer to other people? What's a gift that you have that you would love to share, you would love to teach people about? You know, think back to even when you were an inner child. What was your natural thing? What was the thing that you were good at? Were you good at drawing? Were you good at, you know, listening to people? You do strike me as somebody who's a very good listener and gentle, you know, so can you use that skill for something? So just having a little bit of a think about that. And Carrie said she resonates with that big time. Good. That's what I'm talking about, Carrie. I'm not sure if I'm going to have time to read for you. We will see. But you resonated with something that was for Zenaida because it was also for you. That's what I'm talking about. So there's always going to be something for everyone in every reading. Okay. Ooh, cool. Okay. So Zenaida, for you, the card that came up is that, you know, it's infinite abundance. I mean, hello. That sounds pretty good. Am I right? So this card is really talking about how you're supported. You're divinely supported. I just think that, you know, you want to remind yourself that you are divinely supported, that you want to practice that. You want to remember, hey, you know, I'm lucky. Things are working out for me. I'm following the guidance of my inner self. I'm going with the flow of life. I'm allowing myself to be used by source energy. One of the things that I say is, hey, I'm ready for the next step. Show me the next step. Or, use me. I want to be used for the greatest good of all. I want to be used by source energy, by the light. Show me the way. Show me how I can be of service. Show me that I can do, what I came here to do. Pave the way, guide me, asking for that, doing that prayer, putting that intention out there. I've talked about Oprah today already, but I could talk about her forever because she's definitely one of the most inspiring women in my life, even though I've not met her before. We're sisters. She just doesn't know it. But one of the things that she often talked about is how she would get on her knees and she would pray to God to be used by God, to be used, to give service to other people. And I think that, when you can remember that Spirit wants you to be happy, they want you to be supported. It's just, I think it's us, and we get in the way of that. We block ourselves by our old habits, our old mindsets. We get in our own way. It's kind of like we shut the door. They're talking to me about like we shut the door on our opportunities. We shut the door on ourselves. So I want you to really think about what is it that you want, and then trust that the universe is going to give that for you. I mean, that's an amazingly beautiful card. One of the things as well that they're is looking at ways of shifting your energy. And the best way to shift your energy, well, one of the best ways I find to shift your energy is music. Music is really important, and your connection to music is really important because it can really help you to shift. So if you ever feel like you're, down in the dumps or you're not having the best day, you have a decision to make. Do you want to sit there and feel like that, or do you not want to? Now, I am all about allowing people opportunities to grieve if they feel sad, to feel the feelings that they feel. But you get to decide at any given moment how long you want to let that go for, right? So if you are feeling sad, feel sad for a while. That's fine. But then if you decide that you don't want to feel sad anymore, music is a really great way of shifting that energy and shifting that vibe. One of the things that I do sometimes is I go have a dance party in the middle of the day. I'm sure you guys have heard this, you talk about this before, but it's true. I do. When I say dance party, my dog knows what's happening. He knows we're about to rock out. So if I'm ever feeling tired, or if I've had a bunch of readings in a row and I need to just kind of shift and like get, things out and like kind of move a little bit, I just put on some songs. So remember that you have free will, that you are an independent person, and that you can choose at any time to sit in the sadness, which is okay. But if you don't want to sit in sadness, you can also choose to shift. And one of the things that's really important is that when we're making decisions about who we want to be and where we want to go and the future that we want and all these sort of things, we want to do that from a point of view that's feeling good. We want to feel happy. We want to feel peaceful. We want to feel light. We don't want to feel heavy. So if you're ever wanting to sit and be intentional about the kind of life that you want, daydreaming, looking at career opportunities, all these kinds of things, then what I would recommend that you do is put on some good music and then do that sort of future planning. I'm going to pull one more card for you. They're also talking about how the crystal kingdom might be worth doing some exploration in. You can work with the crystals. Definitely working with rose quartz would be really good. Working with citrine would be really good as well for abundance. Rose quartz is really good for unconditional love. All right, I'll pull one more card for you. Thanks for all the comments, you guys. Sorry if I don't get to everyone today. If you want to have a private reading with me, can you imagine what we would accomplish in 1 hour? Dedicated fully to you and your questions and your spirit guides and your team and your life purpose. Let me tell you, it is good. It is very good. So you can find all of my links in the comment section, wherever you're watching this. And again, my name is Lauren Grace. You can find me every Thursday on the Afterlight podcast. All right, one more card for you, Zenaida, and then I'll get going here. Yeah, so this is being mindful. So this is really, again, a lot about thinking about the influence of the people and the things that you're doing, like the movies that you're watching, the music that you're watching, or listening to, all that kind of stuff. Being aware that you can be really heavily influenced by the things around you. Also, because you're empathic, you're sensitive. So you want to be making sure that you are clearing your energy every day and letting the day go so that you can start fresh every day. Okay. You gotta shake my head. Here we go. Next person. Okay. Lulu, I don't think I've read for you before. Let me have a look here. By the way, for everybody watching, I will tell you that I have an event coming up on the 29th of March. It's called Soul Deep Discussions. And Soul Deep Discussions is basically an evening where me and a guest teacher, in this case, it's Andrea Haddad. She is a very powerful psychic medium. And we're going to be talking all about spiritual subjects, such as past lives, such as connecting with past over loved ones. We've got a whole bunch of different subjects that we're going to be covering. Tickets are very reasonable. You can find everything in the show notes there. It's under Soul Deep Discussions. I really want to encourage you to get yourself a ticket. It's only a limited amount of people, only a couple of people, and it's just an evening where we just sit and talk about spiritual subjects for 2 hours, and you can ask myself or Andrea any spiritual questions that you may have. Okay, here we go. Lulu, I'm going to pull a couple cards for you, and then hopefully I've got time for another person as well before we wrap up. Okay, so it seems to me that there was some kind of a situation that happened where there's like a break or a separation. Okay, it seems to me there was a conflict. Maybe one person went one way, somebody went another way. There's a disagreement that has sort of happened. Now, one of the things that they are talking about, though, is that there's talking about an opportunity for a possibility for a union. So that's the sky bridging card here, which is really interesting. So this is kind of like one person, and this is the other person, and it's like understanding that you can kind of meet halfway and work towards that common goal. Now, one of the things that I do want to talk to you about is that sometimes when situations happen, it's up to us to decide whether or not these situations or relationships that we want are for our highest good. And, sometimes we have to put our foot forward and kind of extend the olive branch. So it's really up to you in this situation, what kind of thing that you're going to do, But I just want you to know that there is a possibility for a union. And so sometimes it's just about opening the door and putting out that invitation. It's all about intentionality. Yeah. So it's a lot about thinking about what it is that you would like and being really clear on your intentions. So if you do want to put this together, if you do want to bridge this gap again, it's kind of like similar shapes. If you see that like line here, it's thinking about, well, why do you want to do that? What are your reasons behind it, and making sure that your intentions are pure. Okay. One of the things that I always say is that anytime I'm wanting to attract something, anytime I'm wanting to bring something about, that I always put out the intention it's for the highest good of all concerned, because sometimes we don't know what's actually going to serve us better. Sometimes spirit always knows better. Right? But if we put that out there, it kind of makes sure that everybody in the situation is taken care of, not just us and our own ideas and our own sense. Okay, I also want to talk to you about the fact that there are new beginnings that are coming up. This card is a 4 and a 1, and that's a 5, and 5 is all about change. Change can sometimes be difficult, and sometimes it can be really exciting, and sometimes it can be both. So this is about you, feeling your emotions, trusting your intuition, and going with the flow. Let's take one more card, though. Right. So this card is the unmarked trail card. So this is talking about how you may need to take a different direction than you would have originally intended. So I just want you to think about that. I want you to think about what your intentions are. Who do you want to be? Are the decisions that you're making taking you towards that person or away from it? Thinking about what your intentions and goals are for decisions that you're making, for bridging, difficult situations that may have happened, bridging them and putting them together, and thinking about the intention behind that. What's kind of like the reason that you really want to do it? So I hope that that's helpful for you. Basically, you just need to remember that there is an opportunity for a union here if you want that. So it's just about thinking about, do you want that? And does it take you towards the person that you want to be? And I always throw out that, for me, are the highest good of all concerned, which is always really important. Okay. I'm going to read for one more person. Thank you so much for being here. And Michelle, beautiful Michelle Price, she'll be on in about 15 minutes as well. So If I didn't get to you today, then hopefully Michelle will have a chance to get to you. Okay. And I'm going to go with you, Tori. Thank you. So I'm just going to pull a card for you here. There we go. Oh, interesting. So we just got that Skybridge card again for you, which is possibility for union. So this really seems to me that there was like a conflict that was happening for you, conflict between two people. Maybe you're conflicting between a decision as well. So it's just about, you thinking about who do you want to be? Where do you want to go? I've been saying it a lot this hour, but it's really important that you think about that, because every single moment you have a chance to turn it all around, right? You're always in the driver's seat, I guess you could say. So what do you want? God's like, what do you want? You're like, I don't know. And they go, okay, I guess I won't give you anything. Right? So if you can think about what it is that you want, it's going to be really important. It's going to help you to make decisions that are going to support you and nurture you. Now, one of the things that's coming up here is the Fates card. This is the skywriting card. I love this card because it's a lot about, for me, it's really significant, lets me remember that what's meant for me will not pass me by. And I think that's important, because I think that there's sometimes a lot of emphasis or a lot of effort put on us to hurry up and get things done now. Whereas really, if you just remember that everything will happen when it's supposed to, how it's supposed to, and as long as we're allowing ourselves to be guided, we're going with the flow, we're following our emotions, we're making decisions that make us feel good, that spirit really will be directing us and redirecting us. We can ask for help, obviously. We do that by asking for help from our spirit guides, from our angels, from our teams in spirit, because they can't intervene without our direction. However, when you're listening and you're paying attention to your emotions, your higher self is connecting to you through your emotions. So you really want to be focusing on the things that make you feel good, that make you feel lighter, and that take you forward. Okay. Now, one of the things that they are talking about here is this card, which is surrender card. This is so beautiful. I just love how she's really moving with the flow. You can see that there's movement within this card. We can also see that there's like a butterfly, behind her. She's kind of like coming out of a cocoon. This is also, I'm trying to think about what that that insect is. It's not a butterfly. The word is completely escaping me, which is so funny, but that's all about new birth, new opportunities, joy. Oh my God, the word's on the tip of my tongue. Spirit, can you drop that in, please? Yes. So I just want you to remember that, surrendering is allowing yourself to go with the flow of God or the light or source energy. It's allowing you to be used and be moved through. So sometimes we just stop that. We block the flow. And so this is really a lot about you thinking about who do you want to be, looking at these situations. There's possibility for union. There's an opportunity here, but what's meant for you will actually not pass you by. Okay. And then finally, they want to encourage you to have a way of transmuting and dealing with any situations that come up that aren't serving you, that are maybe causing you some pain, causing you some discomfort, causing you some hurt. And I did feel that in my heart space when I was connecting with you earlier. I felt that for a second. So it's just about making sure that if you're taking some time out for yourself, that is completely fine. You're allowed to take time out for yourself. You're allowed to heal. You're allowed to hibernate. You're allowed to take a little bit of time to just sort of think about what's important to you. A big part about you honoring your emotions is you surrendering to that, right? So if you aren't feeling very good, take that time to sit with that, accept it, and then shift and get ready to move forward and move on. So I hope that's really helpful for you. Okay, finally for you, it's about taking that bold step forward. So this is a lot about you having trust, you understanding that, things can be resolved. What's meant for you will not pass you by. This is a time for rebirth, transformation. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. So Tori said that her mom's passed away and she's been taking some time out. Yes, I'm sorry for that. So just continue to do that. And then when you're ready, you just take those small micro steps forward. Okay. Reach out to the people that you need to. Look at some support systems if you need that. On my podcast, a couple of episodes ago, I interviewed a woman on grief and looking at grief, and it was really, really helpful. So I'd like to encourage you to check that out if you feel called to do that. But I just want to send you a lot of love and a lot of light. And just remember that there's a lot of healing to come from this situation, okay? And it just really starts with you being quiet and taking some time for yourself, and then surrendering and going with the flow of life. So I'm sending you a lot of love and a lot of support for that. Thank you, everybody, for watching today. And please keep in touch. Michelle will be on very, very soon. Thank you so much for all the people who left comments and shared the live. And I'm sorry if I didn't get to you today. I'll do my best for next week. And I'll also be here same time on Thursday with the beautiful Elsie Lake. So thank you. And I will talk to you soon. Bye. Hi, I'm Lauren Grace. I'm an evidential medium and a seer. And I'm the owner-operator of Lauren Grace Inspirations. I'm a channel of the light and work with spirit guides, angels, the higher self, and passed over loved ones to provide you with support, clarity, and encouragement. Using oracle cards, mediumship, and clairvoyance, my readings will leave you feeling comforted and empowered. I have various reading options available, ranging from 30-minute readings to 60-minute readings to group sessions, all online or in person. I also work with professionals to help them gain clarity in business and life purpose. To book a reading with me, simply head to laurengraceinspirations.com.